Hey everybody, I am Jarrett Ross, the GeneaVlogger, and it's a quick genealogy tip. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a new comparison of the four main DNA companies: AncestryDNA, Family Tree DNA, 23andMe, and MyHeritage DNA. Last year in August, I made one of my most popular videos where I was comparing these four main companies and talking about the basics about each test. In this video, I'm going to be getting into the nitty-gritty about each site and especially the tools that they have for helping you find matches and to find significant matches. The first company I'll be discussing in this video is AncestryDNA. Now, they're the largest DNA website and they're probably the most well-known, most likely because they have the largest marketing campaign. But they also have the largest database because of this, and that makes them a huge contender when it comes to doing DNA tests. One of the biggest benefits that I enjoy when it comes to AncestryDNA is the fact that it's very easy to collaborate with any of your family members who have tested. With AncestryDNA, you have the ability to allow others to actually see your DNA information. You can give others the ability to contact your matches, and you can even give others the ability to manage your kit. So in the case like mine, where I have a bunch of different family members where they've tested, but they want me to run the kit because I do all of the research, AncestryDNA is a great place where I can just take management of that kit. They can go and check it out whenever they want to, but then I also have that ability to constantly use their DNA kit without having to log into something else. One of the other benefits of AncestryDNA is they have some tools that really help you maximize your matches. These tools include the DNA circles and your shared ancestor matches. Now, to maximize both of these tools, you have to connect your DNA kit to your tree. And once your DNA kit is connected to the tree, that's when the system does these automatic connections and creates your DNA circles and your shared ancestor matches. As well, this is how you do a mirror tree, which is something that a lot of people hear about when it comes to genetic genealogy. Doing a mirror tree is where you take a DNA kit and you connect it to a tree that you've built of a family that you believe is related to you. When you connect that kit to the tree, what happens is it then starts to give you your DNA circles and shared ancestor matches in relativity to the tree that it's now connected to. Another benefit when it comes to AncestryDNA is their phone app. It has a lot of capabilities, not as many as when you're on the computer, but when you're on the go and maybe you want to look something up, or maybe you're at the library checking things out in a book and you want to just pull up your matches real quick, it gives you that ability to do so. One part of AncestryDNA that a few view as a positive and a few view as a negative is the Timber algorithm. The Timber algorithm is a piece of code that goes through your DNA matches and tries to find segments of matching DNA that it will believe is not significant to the actual match. Often this is because the system is recognizing these pieces as pieces that are very commonly shared among large groups of people. Now, this is a positive because it's going to help take away a lot of matches which aren't really significant, especially for endogamous populations, and it's going to make it a little bit easier to find those significant matches. But one of the biggest negatives about this is that some of the matches it takes away and some of the segments that it takes away are actually significant. So it's not always correct in what it's taking away from what you can see. But now, having gone over all of the different positives of Ancestry, let's talk about some of the things that I'm not the biggest fan of. Now, the number one thing when it comes to AncestryDNA that I think is the biggest complaint among most genetic genealogists is they have no Chromosome Browser. The Chromosome Browser is something that all of the other websites have in some form, and it's very helpful in trying to visualize where your DNA is matching with people so you can possibly try to match it up with others and see where that triangulated DNA is coming from. I do like Ancestry's shared match comparison page because you can see the shared matches you have, you can see the other person's family tree, and you can also get a good idea of where their family came from as long as it's not privatized. But one thing that they're missing from this comparison page is a way to see how your match is matching the shared matches. So you may be matching someone at 126 shared centimorgans, and it shows that they're a match with this other match that you have, but you don't know how they're matching. They could be just a 20 centimorgan match, or they might be first cousins, but there's no way to see that. Another piece that's missing from the Ancestry DNA site is the actual segment matching information, which is often shown in a graph showing what chromosome you're matching, where you're matching it, and the total segments that you're matching. The biggest downside to this is for the people who are trying to use DNA Painter to visualize their matches. Without the segment data, you can't put it into DNA Painter. So in order to get that information, you actually have to download your raw DNA off of Ancestry and then upload it to one of the other websites that allows you to see that chromosome data. The only problem is if the matches on Ancestry aren't on those other sites, you're not going to get that data. The last thing I'm going to mention about Ancestry DNA is that if you do not have a paid subscription with Ancestry, which is separate from the cost of buying the DNA kit, you won't have full access to all of the tools that they have available. The next company I'm going to talk about is FamilyTreeDNA, which has been around for a long time. One of the biggest benefits when it comes to FamilyTreeDNA is they're the only company of the major four that offers extended testing for your Y chromosome and your mitochondrial DNA. So your Y chromosome giving you your patrilineal ancestry, your father's father's father, and so on, and your mitochondrial DNA giving your matrilineal ancestry, so your mother's mother's mother, and so on. Some of the other websites do give you basic information on your Y DNA, often giving you a basic haplogroup, and some of them give you the mitochondrial DNA as well. But the main thing that it's missing is the matching. FamilyTreeDNA has it where if you do one of their Y tests or you do their mitochondrial test, you'll actually get to see the people who are matching you. Now, these tests are more expensive to take, but they are extremely invaluable when it comes to researching your genetic ancestry, and especially for using it to further your genealogical research in your own trait. One of the other big benefits of FamilyTreeDNA is actually in their My Origin section. Now, in here, you can actually choose to look at your matches based on who shares specific pieces of ancestry with you. So you can make it so that if you have Jewish ancestry, that it shows all of your matches in ascending order from the most Jewish ancestry to the least. So if you have a very small percentage of a certain type of ancestry, you can try to find cousins who are from that specific ancestry by using this tool. Another thing with FamilyTreeDNA is they have a version of a family tree where you can build it and then take the matches that you find on there and connect it into your tree. When you do this, it will then do what's called phasing. The most specific example of phasing being a child and parent. If I do a DNA test and then my parents do DNA tests, I can then phase my results and make it so that it shows me all of the matches that I have that are from my maternal side because they're all matching me and my mother. So FamilyTreeDNA actually has a phasing tool built right into the family tree. So once you connect your matches, it will actually start phasing what matches are coming from that specific side, whether you're paternal or maternal side. Another major benefit at FamilyTreeDNA is one that they recently did a big update on, and that is their Chromosome Browser. With their Chromosome Browser, you can compare a lot of your matches against each other, and you can actually choose how large the segments are that it will show in the graph. You can also download your segment data at the Chromosome Browser on FamilyTreeDNA if you want to upload it to DNA Painter so you can paint these matches into your chromosomes. FamilyTreeDNA also has a tool that some view as a positive and others view as a negative, and that is their X matching tool. Now, when you're looking at your DNA matches in Family Finder, it will show towards the right whether or not it's an X match. When it says it's an X match, it's saying that you share DNA on your X chromosome with that match. The problem with it is that it doesn't matter how large that segment is. If you have just one centimorgan of shared DNA on your X chromosome, which is not significant at all, then it's going to show that person as an X match. When it comes to family tree DNA, there are some downsides to the website and things that they could improve on. The number one thing that I see is that they don't have a good comparison page for you to look at for you and a specific match. Things that these pages would include would be your shared matches with that specific match, how you match those shared matches, as well as how they match those shared matches. Another downside to family tree DNA is that they have a limited search function when it comes to looking at your matches. The best you can do when it comes to looking at your matches is searching by surname of the actual tester or surname of ancestral names of the tester. Beyond that, the only thing you can do is choose a specific match and look at people who also match that person or who don't match that person. And the last thing that I'll discuss is the fact that with every single kit you do on Family Tree DNA, it has its own login. Now, this can be a bit frustrating for someone like myself where I manage a lot of different kits. I have a lot of different relatives who have tested as well as different clients who have tested. So for me to look at each kit, I have to keep all of this different login information just to be able to constantly keep accessing it. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Be sure to check out part 2 where I go over 23andMe and MyHeritage DNA. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and be sure to subscribe. You can also follow me at Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at GeneaVlogger. And you can now become a patron through Patreon at GeneaVlogger as well. I'm the GeneaVlogger. I'll see you in my next video.